You became play the keys. Ain't shit sweet, got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweet. This a whole nother way, boy. Tell them get the fuck off the beat, boy. I'm in the field with the cleats. Ain't one of us here to preach. Man, all them niggas go retreat. Come through all black guns, jack, man, all them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. Ain't one of us here to preach. Come through all black guns, jack, man, all them niggas go retreat, boy. This shit is so weird. I'm gonna go, but they don't believe. You know I'm winning with the team. Should be Benny, beats. Need them devils screaming out, bloody murder. Go by the color curtains. On my grind, bitch, it work. Sorry, all them lies, that ain't work. Niggas weak, they be church. I'm a witness, nigga, that's for certain. They cross the line, I'm gonna back up, and I'm gonna hit his ass with his knife. Now I come through 300 strong, 144 play a night. All my niggas weak. In this bitch with the hype. That all y'all do the sweet. Tell y'all do the sweet. The nigga made the wrong move when you make his ass out the league. He ain't one of us hit the league. He ain't one of us hit a break. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Keep it low to the T. You became play the keys. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweet. This a whole nother way. Tell them get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. Ain't one of us here breach. They come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. Ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. You see this look that's on my face, bitch, I'm for real with it. I hit the street, but on my face was in the field with it. You saw this cotton just at the Uncle Phil with it. And then my plug is on the move, and I can still hit it. Hey, I speak true cause it's necessary. Gun Jack revolutionary. Cold loader like January. Commanding General is a visionary. So food, no sweets. Your preacher man, he's sweet. Matter of fact, he weak. It's for time for peace. Think you hard, nigga, you think. Truck with us, nigga, you can't. You smart cars, we pace. We form up in ranks. We ride bad this rap shit. All black, no white shit. Real life, no cap, bitch. Fall on, that's cap shit. I kill it on to the team. You became play the keys. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweet. This a whole nother way. Tell them get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. Ain't one of us here to preach. They come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. Ain't one of us here to preach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Go ahead. We do it like that, and we do it like this. We do it like that, and we do it like this. Yeah. Swing low, Lord, give me up this plantation. I ain't on the block no more, no transwaying. I don't even get no hoes, my ribs set in. Try to keep them humble and never run in the streets. My kids speaking Hebrew, so you know that I teach. It's hard, gotta hold on, trying to keep up the peace. I'm waiting on the sun to return and cut off the beat. Tell them I'ma be in war mode and face peace. I know I don't deserve a second chance, but I take it. That's why I don't slow down no more. Now I'm blazing. Satan still want me back. He gotta face it. Smoke don't touch these lungs. I'm feeling strong again. Lost a couple LBs, even started to dark again. I can suit it up now, and I ain't talking about cardigans. Boots laced up and gear ready for battle. The enemy is missing the Lord. Made a nigga feel it, some niggas scared of the shadow. I'm seeing lost niggas in these boots on the tools. Could've put me with them, yeah, that's mercy from you. Put me from the killer, you're running like I can't lose. You took a drunk dealer that probably should make the news and turn it to a pop, and my family is still confused. It seems like the old me left. Talking to say, I ain't got to drop a old me left. So I pray that the slave master see death every day. I hear the bell toll and hope I'm the one chosen. When that chariot swing low, don't let me roll it. We do this for your hour and your hour shot. Go to war for our people like Mordecai. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die. Please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Every day is a struggle to stay alive. It's okay, it's hot now, I wanna feel the vibes. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die. Please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Come on, come on, come on. Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? Won't you sweet chariot? What you know about the sacrifices? Nothing they love and these niggas perpetrators. Man, God, this shit is disgusting. I put my time in. Why they ain't even applying? All the pain, hate, confusion, and the lying. I stay grinding with the heart of a lion. The storm through the storm till I found a silver lining. Without no pressure, there's no diamonds. I was straight into the furnace of affliction for a fire. Came a long way to stand the bills when I heard the sirens. Getting high and hold up, moment of silence. Cause that man is dead in defeat. Ain't knowledge down beat, shook the mark of the beast. Only seeing God and not another man who bleeds. And if you roll with me, you already know my feet. I come through, give the death and how the word off breaks. Then I quit the chop, a Christian with ease. Then I throw a school back in the street. I got one life to live, so I'm playing for keeps. So I can drop the shit like the towers. So all my haters sours, they ain't no cowards. Niggas swinging hard, but acting like they only flowers. You a bitch ass nigga, fuck your ass up, hold up. Let me regain my composure. I keep the time to the beat of a composer. The end is near and I can feel it get closer. Praying to the Lord that the angels be my shoulder. We're doing this for your hour and your hour shot. Go to war for our people like Mordecai. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve it now. Please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Every day is a struggle to stay alive. It's dark and hell is hot now, I wanna feel the fire. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve it now. Please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Come on, come on, come on. Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? Jimmy, make it up so, cause I done been through every day. Let me clear the facts, crack your statements, leave the tracks. Rather you be impressing, I ain't making crap. My current state of living depression, my hair is tearing that. I fight alone in my room, but I ain't sharing that. These people ain't prepared for that. I let these people keep reference, and I was hearing that. I said, you know, they rest of them too. And I'm like, where is that? They give instructions and they show what he was hearing that. Sometimes I'm not aware of that. Friends from your house and the freedom, how you aware of that? But you try to get friends to jump, she like to stay fair. Should have stressed me with the testimony with comparing that. Put on my daily strap, just as best to do. Cause that's what pressure do. And they bring the blessing through the truth to the brain. So I show you how it's shot. My king with you is through how it's shot. Go to war for our people like Mordecai. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve it now. Please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Every day is a struggle to stay alive. Dark and hell is hot now, I wanna feel the fire. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve it now. Please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Well, come on, come on, come on. Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? What it do? 50. Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a cult leader. Yeah. They say I'm in the cult. They say a nigga lost, but I didn't lost it all. Family and all, they didn't get involved. They just want a ball. Some want to stall. Back against the wall, we gon' show them all. I don't wanna be in land of the slaves. We are not afraid. We are not the same. I ain't seen that nigga listen in the side. My hanger man told me don't look the ride. Them haters gon' try, but them devils gon' cry. I don't wanna side, nigga. I just wanna ride. I don't wanna hide what I really feel inside. Them devils gonna pay for what they did to mine. Looking in my eyes, I want 7 wives, I want 7 kids. I want them to know that it was no home, that it was no joke. That's just how it goes. I do it with no patience. I mean, no hesitation. Come on, Lord, we waiting. Look at what they saying. I can't let it be. I can't turn the cheese for what they did to you and what they did to me. They say I'm in the cult. I guess I'm in too deep. I guess it's really deep and then it really needs to be. Forever is one West. Forever we the best. You don't want to test. There's only one West. Cult leader. Yeah. We teach the truth of being a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitchin', I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitchin', I'm a cult leader. Yeah.
Ways to sin, death to your cult leader. You ain't one West, so you don't know scripture. Nah, you ain't in the truth, so you don't know niggas. Look, I had to change my ways, I don't know shit. Got the name changed, not design, how would I? How was I ever in the world? I gotta ask myself. Man, the white man, the devil, I ain't imagining. Put this in their hill, but my people can't imagine hill. I'm in the field with black niggas and Hispanics. Never drop my sword and I don't panic like my eyes. The church of house Satan, niggas want to die. You go against the law, but you won't survive. If little can't have a dream, we get burnt alive. Well, me and my enemies, the worst of fights. If you ain't educated, you don't worship Christ. Nah, I say you don't worship Christ.
Cult leader. Yeah. You teach the truth of being a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitchin', I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitchin', I'm a cult leader.
Shalom Israel, Shalom Israel. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Barak Thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Thumb Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah to the sisters. As usual, it's Tuesday, so you know we got the Tuesday night Brotherhood class. I'm priest officer of 50, Quran Allah. And what I like to do every Tuesday as far as Brotherhood class, I like to, of course, the subject is Brotherhood, but I like to go into specific subjects that have to do with brotherhood. And as you can tell by the title, we're going to talk about Christianity today and how Christianity has destroyed brotherhood, right? Your Christian pastor who is basically the house nigga of today, the Sadducee or Pharisee of today, the nigga that sell out his people week in and week out by not telling them the truth as far as like who they are according to the scriptures and what our duty is as God's chosen people to get out of this hell. Every church in the ghetto has always, since the times of slavery, these pastors, they go and they teach Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's not just a Christian church, it's that Catholic church too, right? Because we got a lot of Native brothers and sisters that are Catholics, right? But what they do in these churches of so-called God, which really they're the church of Satan, what they do is they sit up here and basically just give you a feel-good sermon every week just so they can get your money. They have the scriptures. They got the same records that we got, right? Like you ain't got to be the smartest man in the world to read Deuteronomy the 28th chapter and understand that these curses and plagues that was spoken about in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter from Moses would be a sign that these people that go through these curses are in fact the true chosen people of God, the Israelites. When you go to Deuteronomy the 28th chapter from verse 15 all the way to 68, it speaks about brothers killing each other. It speaks about brothers leaving their children, single parent household, disease, plagues, us being held in prison, us worshiping gods that our fathers have not known, wood and stone. That wood and stone God is being a Muslim, worshiping that rock and Mecca. That's that stone. Or Christianity, where they got you worshiping a wooden cross. Like the Christian church, it makes no sense as far as like what the Christian church is about when you actually come into the truth and you actually see the lies that these Christian pastors are telling you. They'll sit up there and tell you, oh, the laws is done away with. And well, if the laws is done away with, like what is sin, right? So like, let me get this this first scripture. Right? Because if the law is done away with, then what are we going to church for? What are you here to teach me in church? Right? So like, you bear with me, Israel. If I don't have to understand how to live by God because there's no rules, then what the hell am I going to church for? What can you offer me in church? Right? So like, bear with me. What can you offer me in church, right? Okay, yeah, I'm right there. Okay, this is the book of 1 John chapter 3 and 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. Christian pastor, I thought the law was done away with. Well, here it says in the New Testament that in order for you to sin, you have to not follow the law. So clearly, if you are a sinner or living a life of a sinner, then you are not following God's laws. Right? Let me get Salakia. Let's go to the book of Matthew. Right? So I just read to you that sin is the transgression of the law, right? Meaning, how you sin is by not following the law, right? This is the book of Matthew chapter 5 and verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Christ said out of his own mouth, look, I ain't come to destroy the law. And Christ is the King of Kings. Christ is the model citizen that us as Israelites have to for us to model our behavior after Christ, who was the only perfect man that ever walked planet Earth. Yet Christ had the devil in his ear trying to get him to sin, but Christ was perfect. Christ never sinned against the Father, right? Christ was proof that we can live without sin. Like, you got these Christian pastors that'll sit up here and tell you that, oh, no man has sinned. We have all fallen short of the glory of the Lord. Misinterpreting scriptures, right? I believe Paul wrote that. But what Paul was actually saying was, man, look, we used to be sinners. We ain't sinners no more. Like the same thing with us in the ISUBK. We used to sin before we came into the truth, before we came into the knowledge who we are according to the scriptures, right? Now we don't live in sin no more. And this is not because of the Christian church. Like I just pointed out to you, the Christian church said, look, the law is done away with. The New and Old Testament contradicts Christianity in its entirety. You got Christian pastors that sit up here and tell you that, oh, the law is done away with. You can eat pork all you want to. But I'm going to read what Christ said again one more time, right? This is the book of Matthew chapter 5 and verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law. Christ said, look, don't think that I came to do away with the law, or don't think that I came to tell you that you won't have to follow the law no more. Because that ain't what Christ did. Christ kept all the laws. Christ followed, like the Christian church will have you to believe that the Last Supper was that was a biblical high holy day. That was Passover. Christ was celebrating. Christ kept the laws from the Old Testament. Like that homosexual pastor will sit up here and tell you that you got to pay tithes, right? Which is a commandment in the Old Testament, right? Paying tithes is in the law, right? You got to pay for 10% of any increase that the Lord gives you, right? You got to keep that commandment, but you don't have to keep the commandment that say you can't eat shrimp, pork, crab, or lobster, or you can't shave off your beard. Like that Christian church is wicked as hell, and it makes no damn sense for any brother or sister to even be looking toward the Christian church when they got so many contradictions. I'm gonna continue. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Christ said, look, he ain't come to destroy the law. He came to fulfill the law, meaning he came to put emphasis on the law, right? Just like Christ said, look, in the days of old, it was said that you can't commit adultery. Well, look, don't even be looking at that woman that you know that got a husband, because you already committed adultery with her in your heart. Man, Christ was an austere type of dude. He was so perfect that he led by example, just like Commander General Yohana today, right? Commander General Yohana runs the ISUPK with the same law, statutes, and commandments given to us by Christ. You understand? See, if Christ didn't die for the children of Israel, we wouldn't have no action at the kingdom of heaven, right? And Most High Christ for Commander General Yohana for keeping this thing going to give us action at the kingdom of heaven. That Christian pastor, if it was up to him, all of us will be condemned to stand in these same hellish conditions for the rest of eternity, right? Because you got these Christian pastors, they'll sit up here and keep telling you, oh, the law is done away with, the law is done away with. Man, look, I'm reading out of the New Testament, out of Christ's mouth right now. He said, I ain't come to destroy the law or the prophets. I came to fulfill it. Let me continue. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Man, look, you look up in the sky, you can see the heavens. You look below your feet, you can see the earth. The earth and the heavens ain't went nowhere. Christ said, look, till heaven and earth pass, and the scriptures say the earth abided forever, meaning these laws are going to always stand, right? Till heaven and earth pass, not one jot or one tittle. You know what a jot is? A jot is a crossing of a T. A tittle is the dot of an I, right? Or salaki, it might be the other way around. But it's the smallest thing in the law shall in no wise pass from the law. Meaning, that Christian pastor, every time you see him come to church every Sunday, he ain't never got a beard on his face. You understand? That's a small thing in the law to keep your beard. He eat that pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster like it's going out of style. Like they finna run out of swine any day now. This is what your Christian pastor does. He tells you that the law is done away with. And this is what the Lord said about brothers who will tell you that the law is done away with. Verse 19, whosoever shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men to do so shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Look, the scriptures say, anybody that teach you that this law is done away with, right? And break these laws themselves and teach men that they are okay to break the law themselves, they're gonna be the least in the kingdom of heaven. Like, this ain't no magical book. When the kingdom of heaven come, it's gonna be society built just like this one, but righteously. We're gonna have these same laws that everybody has to live by. Just like you got laws in America of how America wants you to live. Well, we're gonna live by the laws that God wants us to live by. Homosexuality, you're gonna be put to death. You understand? You're gonna have to keep a beard on your face. Ain't gonna be no shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster as a delicacy. Ain't gonna be no commercials talking about pork is the other white meat, or a red lobster restaurant to where you can indulge in abominations. It ain't gonna be none of that, right? And then you're gonna have a hierarchy of Israelites, and you're gonna have a lowerarchy of Israelites, just like today in this oppressor's kingdom, in this caveman's kingdom, right? You got trailer trash Caucasians, and then you got the elite Caucasians who make billions and trillions of dollars off of all the industries that everybody uses every day. Well, the kingdom of heaven is going to be set up similar to that. You're going to have so-called Israelites that's basically the lowest of the totem pole as far as the children of Israel in the kingdom, right? They're going to be a superior race. You understand? Just like today. You got so-called white privilege in America, right? You got some of these devils that live in trailer homes, right? Some of these devils that live in utter poverty and don't live around no niggas, but yet they still feel like they better than a nigga like Jay-Z or Kanye West or a nigga who got some type of a social status in this country. And that's exactly how it's gonna be for these dumb pastors that sit up here and keep telling you that the law is done away with because they want to please their father, the white man. You understand? They just sold y'all out for these gay clothes and this money and these big mega churches and these Rolls Royces. These Christian pastors, these are the same niggas that put Christ to death in the script. Matter of fact, let me get that. These are the same niggas that put Christ to death in the scriptures. So like here, give me 1 second. Where was I? Okay, hold on. Bear with me, Israel. These are the same niggas that put Christ to death in the scriptures. Okay, okay, perfect. John 19 and 15. These them same niggas who want to keep their seat like that evil bastard Caiaphas and them. These same niggas that want to keep their seats up under these oppressors, up under these devils, to keep devouring the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? And what they gonna do to keep their seat? They gonna feed you to the wolves. They gonna have y'all out here telling you gotta forgive your slave master for him putting you in slavery, but yet they gonna tell them sisters in that church, oh girl, you ain't gotta listen to what he's saying, or you can kick that nigga up out the house. And if he ain't got no job, girl, kick him to the curb. Like the Christian pastor is so disgusting that he will literally tell Black, Latino, and Native American women to kick a man out of his household where he has children at just because he don't have a job. And then as soon as that sister get another brother in the house that might have some money, or he might be a pastor, that dude come in there and just molest her children, all because this homosexual pastor is unbrotherly to his brother that then fell on hard times, or like the scriptures say, envy thou not the oppressor. When you envy your oppressor, when you want to be like your slave master, you're going to do the exact same thing that your slave master does. And what your slave master do, he devours Black, Latino, and Native American men at a high rate. But Salaki, let me get this scripture real quick. Bear with me, Israel. What was that? Oh, Salaki, one chapter over. This is the book of John, chapter 19, and verse. Let me start at 19 and 15. I'm going to start at verse 14. And it was the preparation of the Passover and about the 6th hour. And he said unto the Jews, behold your king. Now, let me give you a little bit of context, right? They basically like Pilate is about to bring Christ out for him to be executed. But at the same time, he understands that Christ has done nothing wrong. And he kind of have a sympathy for our king, right? So basically, like he hollering at the children of Israel at the time, the higher ups, the Sadducees and the Pharisees, like, look, man, like this y'all king, bro. Like, I don't think he did nothing wrong. Y'all sure y'all want me to kill this dude? And this is what these evil bastards say. Verse 15. But they cried out, away with him, crucify him. Pilate said unto them, shall I crucify your king? Pilate like y'all sure y'all want me to kill y'all king? And then look at what these evil bastards say. The chief priest answered, we have no king but Caesar. And that's literally what your Christian pastor do every Sunday. He'll tell you, man, look, the law is done away with. That's him telling you he ain't got no king but the devil, but the oppressor, but that caveman, but that Caucasian. You understand? He'll tell you, girl, kick that nigga out if he ain't got no job. That's him telling you over and over. His king is the devil, the so-called oppressor. The so-called Caucasian man is the king of your Christian pastor. A nation of people or a people is supposed to do exactly what their king tell them to do. And what their king tell them to do, their king tell them to devour the children of Israel. And this is literally what your Christian pastor do week in and week out. He don't teach you brotherhood. He don't teach you the scriptures on who you, matter of fact, Salaki. Let me get Deuteronomy 27:1. Right? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27 and verse 1. And Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day. That Christian pastor don't tell you that you're an Israelite. That Christian pastor don't go over these records and actually try to study the records to try to get his people out of hell. That Christian pastor only want to keep wearing them gay suits, or only want to keep driving that Rolls Royce, right? Like, the Christian pastor is so evil in this. He literally got his doctrine from the same people that put you in chains. He got the doctrine of this Bible from the same people that hung your people, that fed us to alligators, right? That sold our ancestors back and forth from plantation to plantation, mixed place slaves, bred us like we was cattle, right? Oppressed us, chopped foots off, chopped brothers' rods off. You understand? Raped our great grandmothers, right? Like raped our great grandfathers. Like this damn oppressor, which is the devil that the Bible speaks of. This is who your Christian pastor works for. He works for your Christian pastor. Like the I don't want not desire was just bringing out last night. Like how evil that bastard Jesse Jackson is to tell you that you are African American, right? Like he literally gave you the name of two homosexual white men, right? Two homosexual oppressors, and put that name on you for you to feel like you've been liberated, or you shouldn't go by black. Man, look, to this day, I will never tell nobody I'm an African American, right? Being in the truth, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm a Judite, you know what I'm saying, or I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. But before I even came into the truth, I ain't never told nobody I'm an African American. That term always seemed kind of weird to me, right? I like, nigga, I'm black, or I'm a nigga. Like them is the terms that I would use even before being in the truth. Like right now, even being in the truth, if a person come up to me like, oh, what's your nationality? Oh yeah, I'm black, or yeah, I'm a nigga, or I'm an Israelite. I'm not finna use the term African American. It just seemed weird to me. But not to keep going on that on the term, but this is Reverend Jesse Jackson that we talking about. This is the same nigga that's in your churches every Sunday preaching a prosperity sermon, right? These niggas don't care about what's going on with our people. Like Most High in Christ, I ain't grow up in a church, right? So the spirit of Christianity, I didn't know the spirit of Christianity lives in everybody that's in the ghetto, right? Meaning, I didn't know that, and I didn't understand that, okay, the reason why I'm selling drugs or I'm shooting at people, or I got a gun, is because this Christian pastor in my neighborhood that my granny go to church, and all the older people in my family go to church. They go and listen to him telling them that the laws are done away with. So when they come back home, it's basically like, well, damn, this Christian pastor is telling me that the law is done away with. So how the hell am I supposed to govern these bad kids or these bad grandkids that I got at the house if he's telling me the law is done away with? Only thing they can tell you if your Christian pastor keep telling you that the law is done away with is basically like how to be a good slave to these devils. And that's literally what everybody in the ghetto is being taught by the people that go into that Christian church. Like, for instance, your grandma can't tell you that, boy, you shouldn't be eating all that pork, because she don't understand that the laws are still in effect. She think the laws are done away with. But your granny do know if you selling drugs or you shooting niggas, then you eventually going to go to jail because you're not following the rules of this oppressor. So they get on you for you rebelling against society. Well, you think you rebelling against society by you want to do your own thing, or you trying to feed yourself in an illegal manner and not going to go get a job. But at the same time, they can't tell you you wrong for eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, or you shouldn't be celebrating Christmas, because this is the same type of stuff that they doing. They want you to be a docile slave and you to follow the exact same rules that your oppressor follows, because that Christian pastor, he worked for that damn devil, right? He is basically the overseer of the slaves in the black community, and that within itself, like, if you work for a man that oppresses your people and don't give a damn about your people, then naturally you can never teach your people how to love each other. You can never teach your people how to be brotherly towards each other. You can't teach your people the laws in this book, because the damn devil, which is your oppressor that's over you, and the one that's teaching you in these seminary schools, they telling you that the law is done away with. So you feel free to sin all you want to against your God, right? You against your true God, the God that you don't understand, that just your God, but the God that you actually believe in is the damn Caucasian white man, is the damn Caucasian oppressor, and you won't sin against him. You will never sit up here and tell him about the crime that he's committed against your people, about the atrocities that he had committed against your people. Like, I heard that evil bastard, what's his name? man, what's his name? The Family Feud, Steve Harvey, right? I heard this dude say, well, I don't give a damn about slavery. And well, that's what Christianity teaches you, to not give a damn about what happened to your own people, to not give a damn about your people being slaughtered, your people being raped, robbed, and murdered by the same people that's feeding these house niggas the money and these gay suits that they're wearing. Like, I just was watching, shout out to Kevin Kahuntham, yeah, right? I just was watching Cap, and when he went down there to basically like blaze in front of the Southern Baptist, I forget what it's called, right? But he did a camp speaking in front of where they was having a meeting to talk about critical race theory, right? And what Cap was bringing out was so heavy, right? How he going back and forth with these oppressors, and the oppressor saying, man, look, we'll give these black people a voice, not because this and that and woo woo. And Cap caught that. He like, man, look, did y'all just hear him? This dude is just admitting that Caucasians give black Christians voices, right? Meaning, this Caucasian man will let you say only so much. If you say something that offends him, or if you say something that he's not agreeing with, or if you say something about the crimes that he's committed against you, he gonna cut your water off. He gonna stop you from speaking. He gonna shut down your organization, and you ain't gonna be able to put out what you want to put out. Just like on a lot of our channels, we get flagged a lot for telling the truth because this damn devil don't want us to bring out the truth, right? But another thing that Cap was pointing out, right? A couple of brothers walked past, and they was pastors. And Cap, so seasoned in his ways, he's actually putting a mirror up against these brothers that's so-called pastors, right? And what they did not understand was what Cap was doing was showing them that they are not for our people, just like the oppressor is not for our people. And as I'm sitting there watching, right, I'm like, damn, this is crazy. It clicked in my head. Like, these niggas real house niggas. On slave plantations, one of the dead giveaways about a brother that's a slave being a house nigga is the clothes that he has on, right? They typically gave the house nigga like hand-me-down clothes from the slave master, right? And as I'm looking at the tape, I noticed both of these brothers got on suits, or I think one brother had on a suit, a blazer, something like some. It looked like some homosexual stuff that a devil would wear, right? And as I'm looking at them, damn, like, look at these brothers. They literally want to be just like their oppressor, right? They want to be like their oppressor so much that they not willing to speak up about the atrocities committed against our people just to keep some money in their pocket. And what Cap was actually showing them, and they did not catch it, was, man, look, bruh, y'all are a part of the problem. Y'all not sitting up here and booting up and putting on these mitres and these headpieces and speaking out on the corners and crying and sighing for the atrocities committed against your people. All you want to do is keep wearing them gay suits and keep living good and driving these Rolls Royces and keep appealing to your slave master just so you can keep getting paid, right? Salakia. Let me pull a scripture for that. What was that? Okay. What's that? Yeah, Isaiah 56. You go to Isaiah 56. These pastors, man, these are some evil bastards. And what's crazy about it is, if you in poverty, you in hell, right? We looking for a way out, right? And us being lost because these pastors ain't teaching us exactly who we are according to the scriptures. These pastors ain't teaching us what we're supposed to be doing according to the scriptures. These pastors is not telling us that, look, man, we the children of Israel and we got to follow the laws of God, right? We have to follow our laws to get our God back on our side to start fighting with us again, right? These Christian pastors ain't telling us none of that. What they doing is they sitting up here and helping this damn devil devour us, right? Let me get Isaiah 56:10. His watchmen are blind. They are ignorant. So like his watchmen are blind. Look, these Christian pastors, they can't see. They can't see what's really going on with these scriptures. It's clear as day to us being in the truth. But your pastor, all he can see is the big mega church, the clothes, the Rolls Royce, his lustful thoughts that he want to be able to do, getting $1 million jet like that bastard Creflo Dollar, right? Salakia. They are all ignorant, right? They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Man, this Christian pastor is supposed to be a watchman for us. It's supposed to be a shepherd. This is supposed to be a leader in the community. Man, look, a guard dog is supposed to bark, right? Alert you when danger is coming, right? This is a dumb dog, this Christian pastor. He don't know when to bark. All he understands is what the devil is telling him, what his slave master is ordering him to do, right? So, let me read that one more time. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They ignorant. These niggas see eyes you became on the street corners, be watching our YouTube videos, but yet choose not to understand where we coming from. Like, we literally go into these scriptures and break down the whole Bible, right? We don't give you one or two scriptures and just talk about how God has blessed us with money and all this nonsense that these Christian pastors do, right? Like, you can literally look at niggas in the UPK and understand that we follow these scriptures. You got brothers walking around with armbands, headbands, mitris on, right? We got hope. We understand that this is our culture, right? Like, if you're an Egyptologist and you dress like you a damn drug dealer, like, how am I supposed to even believe that you believe that BS, right? Look at the men in the ISUPK. Everything that we do comes straight out of these scriptures. You understand? Like, just the simple fact that niggas wear, like, when the last time you seen a nigga with a mitri on, just walking around, just him being a so-called woke woke Egyptologist or a nigga who is enlightened or whatever the hell they call them niggas, right? You got them, the majority of them niggas, you don't even know if they believe that bull or not, right? But you can actually look at men and women in the eyes you can't understand, like, okay, well, whatever the hell they reading, they look the damn part. Look at this pastor. That pastor looked like a politician in that church. Like, he don't be wearing no long garments with no fringes on it. Like, just looking at the average Christian, they look like niggas that want to be like their oppressor. You understand? Like, if a brother or a sister is living a certain type of lifestyle, then their outfit should fit what they're telling you that they believe in. You don't got no brothers in this damn book that's wearing suits and ties, right? That's the oppressor's culture. We going off of the culture in this book. This is our culture. We're not trying to be like nobody else. Look at your pastor, man. Look at that damn pastor every time he pull up in that nice car to that big church, right? Let me continue. They are all ignorant. They are dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Man, these Christian pastors love to be asleep. They love to have all of these damn riches in this country that's not going to profit them none when Christ come back. They love to indulge in the pleasures of this society. They love to sit back and act oblivious to the plight and the poverty that's going on in the same neighborhood that they got these big churches in. They love to be asleep. You know why? Because actually understanding what's going on with your people and being woke to what's going on with your nation, it requires you to have responsibility. These Christian pastors don't want to be responsible for black people. They don't want to be responsible for black people for no reason. I mean, it's like not for no reason at all, but they don't want to be responsible for niggas for nothing. They want to keep getting their money. They want to keep living a lifestyle that they want to keep envying that oppressor and keep striving to be like the damn devil. They would rather ride around in these nice Rolls Royces and count millions of dollars than to help that brother that's on the corner that can't feed himself, than to help that sister who's been molested. You understand? Than to help that brother get off of drugs, than to help them brothers and sisters stay out of prison, stay out of jail. They would love to just keep their wealth going and keep their own thing going. They would love to just think about their own self, right? Salakia, verse 11. Yea, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough. They greedy and can't have enough. Look at Creflo Dollar. This nigga's a millionaire. But yet, a few years back, he's sitting up here asking his congregation to kick in more tithes so this nigga can get a private jet so he can ride around the world in luxury to do God's work. Come on, man. Like, wake up, Christians. Come into this ISUP camp under Commander General Yana and learn some real brotherhood. Like, we do it every day. I'm teaching you brotherhood right now by telling you the truth on what's going on in that nasty, wicked Christian church. I'm teaching you brotherhood by telling you that, man, if you don't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, when Christ comes back, he's going to slaughter you. You understand? He gonna kill you along with that Christian pastor that's gonna die with your oppressor. And when you do come back into the kingdom of heaven, you're gonna be a manager at whatever the store that's the equivalent of Walgreens is called in the kingdom. You're gonna be the manager of whatever store is equivalent to Target in the kingdom. You're gonna be the manager of the new McDonald's, whatever name is called in the kingdom. Man, look, me personally, I've already been in hell in this kingdom, right? And Lord knows how many other times that I've been in hell in this kingdom. I'm tired of being in hell. I want to be a part of the ruling party, and I want all of my brothers and sisters to be a part of the ruling party. Your Christian pastor don't give a damn about you being on top. Your Christian pastor only give a damn about his money that his damn slave master can give him in this kingdom. This is why he'll never bring out these scriptures to you. I've never heard, like I just said, I didn't grow up in a Christian church. But at the same time, though, you know the certain precepts that's going throughout most Christian churches. John 3:16, there's neither Jew nor Greek. Like precepts like that. Right? Salakia. And they are shepherds that can, Salakia. And they are shepherds that cannot understand. These preachers are shepherds that can't understand. They don't understand these scriptures. Only thing they understand is pleasing their father, the devil, right? Pleasing they slave master, pleasing the same one that put drugs in your community, pleasing the same person that had your people in slavery. That's all they care about, is pleasing the person that can give them some type of wealth in this kingdom, right? Salakia. They all look to their own way, everyone for his gain from his quarter. These pastors don't give a damn about you. They only care about building up their immediate family, building up their wealth. Like, I'm sure if any brother or sister out there, you got some type of Christian pastor in your family, I guarantee you that him and his immediate family, his wife, his kids, they all living good. Meanwhile, his brother or his sister, if they not a part of that church, they don't have the type of money and wealth and promising future that your slave, that's like that your pastor would have. Your kids are not going to reap the same benefits as your cousin or your brother that's a pastor. His kids, they going to good colleges. They ride in nice cars. They gonna be able to do whatever the hell they want to because they daddy got money in this kingdom. Because that oppressor has set him up to brainwash and trick your people to keep you being a slave, right? Verse 12, come ye, say they, I will fetch wine, and we will fill ourselves with strong drink, and tomorrow shall be as this day, and much more abundant. Man, look, these damn pastors keep doing this week in, week out. Come ye, let us fetch. All they want to do is live in their own lust. All they want to do is drink whatever they want to drink, eat whatever they want to eat, sleep with half of the congregation, but less boys and girls in their congregation. This is all your Christian pastor want to do. He's so blinded by his greed and his lust that he can't teach you how to be a brother. He can't teach you how to be a sister. He can't teach you that the laws is not done away with, and you got to live by every law as according to how Christ lived, right? He can't teach you that Christ was an example of a perfect man. Like they say all of the time in these Christian pastors, in these Christian churches, nobody's perfect. Man, Christ was perfect. And he told us to be perfect. You can be perfect. You can stop sinning and follow every law, statute, and commandments in our family's records. That Christian pastor ain't gonna tell you you're Israelite. He ain't gonna do that. Like, Salakia. And even if he do tell you you're an Israelite, he ain't gonna tell you to keep all the laws, statutes, and commandments. Like, you got Louis Farrakhan sitting up here telling you, oh, black people are the children of Israel. This nigga a so-called Muslim. That nigga's a Christian too, walking around with his face bare, no beard on his face. You understand? And back in the 50s and 60s, niggas used to wear perms and they called it a conch. I believe that nigga would still be perming his hair to this day. He want to be like the oppressor so damn much. That nigga probably still wear a perm to this day. But he'll sit up here and tell you that you're Israelite. He'll tell you that we are the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He has said it out of his mouth plenty of times. But yet he'll tell you he's Muslim. The Nation of Islam, right? They done took pay cuts and all of this type of stuff. Them niggas Christian too. Sitting up here telling you to worship Allah, but you're an Israelite. Man, that don't make no damn sense at all. Salakia. Let me get to another script. Salakia. Let me get Romans 9 and 13. These damn pastors, look, tell you, look, you, God loves everybody. Turn the other cheek. Forgive, Salaki. Let me hold that. I'm gonna hold that, right? Let me get Matthew 5 and 44. I'm right here. Most High in Christ. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Man, look, Christ ain't talking about no damn devil. Christ came up against the Roman Empire in his time. Christ ain't telling you to forgive the people that slaughtered your people. Christ ain't telling you to forgive George Washington and what's the other devil that's on the $20 bill. He ain't telling you to forgive none of these damn heathens that did nothing wrong to you. That enemy that he's talking about is your brother in that same ghetto that you living in, that you thinking that's your enemy, right? If you're in Chicago, that enemy that he talking about to you, if you a GD, he talking about the BD from around the corner that you and your block don't get along with, or if you from LA and you a Hoover, right? He telling you to forgive that neighborhood Crip that you don't get along with, right? Or if you're in Philadelphia, if you got brothers from 5 streets over that you and your partners is funking with, he telling you to forgive them niggas, not your damn oppressor that put drugs in your damn neighborhood, not your oppressor that told you it's okay to abort your baby because he wants you to keep killing your kids by the hundreds of thousands every year. Not that damn devil that'll sit up here and come up with programs like COINTELPRO to keep our people as slaves, right? And I'm gonna show you that he wasn't talking about forgiving your oppressor, right? Let me see the lock here. Give me 1 second. Right? This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. Man, Christ said, look, my enemies, right? Hold on, Salaki. Let me get you this. Christ said his enemies that don't want him to rule over them, man, bring them here and kill them in front of me. This is what Christ said. He ain't talking about Israelites. He's not talking about blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that grew up in hell like you. He's telling you the enemies is these other nations, right? And I'm gonna prove to you who your enemy is according to God, right? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Sound familiar, Israel? You're going into slavery again on boats, right? That word Egypt is a Greek word, Egyptos, which means bondage or slavery, right? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bond men and bond women. The scriptures say, look, when you go into slavery again on boats, you're going to get sold to your enemies for slave men and slave women. Now, if you look at the transatlantic slave trade, when you got off them boats to them damn auction blocks, the niggas that was talking about 35, 45, 55, 75 sold, they did not look like you, and the Lord said they was your damn enemy. Come on, man. Christ ain't telling you to forgive no damn pale-faced devil for them putting you into chains. He telling you to forgive that brother up the street that you got a problem with. Like Salaki. Let me get this. We'll go to the book of Zephaniah 2:1. Salaki, give me 1 second, Israel. Christ ain't telling you to forgive your slave master. Christ ain't telling you to forgive the nation of people that oppressed your people. Christ telling you, man, that nigga that you thought was your enemy, you forgive him, right? You forgive that nigga that you thought was your enemy, that nigga that live up the street from you that you got a problem with, the one that you's calling your enemies. Christ telling you to forgive the ops or them suckers. If you in California, you from where I'm from. You feel me? Christ telling you to forgive them niggas. The book of Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together, ye gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Who the nation not desired? Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. He telling, man, look, you niggas get together. Band yourself together, O nation not desired. Meaning, you niggas be brotherly towards each other. Don't nobody like y'all niggas. Y'all are not desired by anyone. The Lord only desires Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All the rest of these other heathens on planet Earth, they don't give a damn about us. So we got to give a damn about each other. We got to give a damn about our women, our children, our brothers, our mothers, our fathers, our grandmothers, grandfathers, our cousins. You know what I'm saying? Our ops, our enemies within our nation, right? You got brothers that's been at war with each other for 40, 50 years, right? Because this damn Christian pastor ain't never came out and told you these scriptures. First of all, the Christian pastor ain't even told you who the hell you is. Christian pastor ain't told Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that we Israelites. Because if you knew you was an Israelite and you knew this was your history book, America would be totally different. You know what I'm saying? The UK, where our brothers and sisters live at, would be totally different. Jamaica, Haiti, Trinidad, Tobago, South America, you name it. Wherever you see an Israelite at, if niggas knew who they was according to these scriptures, it'll be totally different. We would have brotherhood for each other if we understood who we was. But your Christian pastor, he's doing us a disservice. He's sitting up here telling you the law is done away with and God loves everybody. But meanwhile, he's not telling you to forgive your brother that you got a problem with, or forgive your sister that you got a problem with. He ain't sitting up here telling you, he's not telling you how to live according to the Old Testament, because the so-called, the law is so-called done away with. He can't tell you, look, hold on, Salakia. Just by default, right? Let me get Leviticus. Leviticus 19 and 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Man, look, your Christian pastor said the law is done away with. I'm reading out of the book of Leviticus. This is the law. Meaning, if your Christian pastor is telling you the law is done away with, then you don't have to do this. So I'm going to read it one more time. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. If the law is done away with, it's okay for me to sin against my brother, right? Because this law clearly said I can't sin against my brother. If I got a problem with him, I got to need to go talk to that brother. And I'm supposed to love that brother how I love myself. But your Christian pastor don't tell you none of that. All he do is sit up here and tell you the law is done away with and keep getting his coins from the damn devil, right? Verse 18, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. I'm going to read that one more time. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. You can't want revenge or have a grudge against the children of your people. This is in the law. So because your Christian pastor is telling you that the law is done away with, you don't have to uphold this law. Meaning you can hate your brother. You can hate your sister. You can suffer sin upon your sister. That's a damn lie. Christ said he ain't come to do away with these laws. Christ told you you got to keep these laws and endure till the end. You got to suffer. Us, the children of Israel, we have to suffer being in a place that is not our place of rest. And we got to keep our laws, statutes, and commandments. This is a covenant that we made with the Most High when we came out of Egypt. The niggas that's today, right now on planet Earth, your soul was coming out of Egypt in the wilderness and you agreed to keep these laws. This is why we go through hell. Your soul is the same soul that you had back then, just in a different body, right? So you just like Salaki. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Let me finish the scripture. But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. You gotta love your neighbor as you love yourself. This is in the law, but your Christian pastor telling you the law is done away with. That's a damn lie, and it's so evil. It's so evil in this. Your Christian pastor would tell you that you're supposed to forgive the slave master for him putting you into slavery, but the law is done away with. The law says you have to forgive your brother, right? The law says, look, you can't suffer sin upon your brother. This is your brother. You can't hold a grudge against the children of your people. Your Christian pastor is saying that is done away with, but yet you have to forgive your slave master for putting you in chains, for them putting drugs in your neighborhood, for them kicking your daddy out the house so your mama can get welfare, for them locking up all your brothers at the total of 2 million brothers in prison today. You got to forgive him for that? Come on, man. This Christian pastor is a damn joke. And listening to a damn Christian pastor, you can't have brotherhood, because the laws that govern brotherhood, he's telling you they're done away with. Man, that Christian pastor is an evil bastard. He is an evil bastard. Salakia. Let me get Salakia one over there. One. Let me get Deuteronomy 32:7. Let me see if this is the one I want. Bingo, right? Your Christian pastor want you to forgive that slave master. He wants you to forget about what happened to your people. That's so unbrotherly in this, right? Our people were raped, robbed, murdered, beat. 100 million Israelites died in the transatlantic slave trade. 77 million Native Americans died at the hands of this damn devil, and you want us to forgive him? Deuteronomy 32:7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee. Man, these Christian pastors ain't doing this. I just told you a couple minutes ago that bastard Steve Harvey talking about he don't care about slavery. If you actually look into the atrocities committed against us in slavery, if you don't have compassion on your ancestors, you're an evil bastard. If you sit up here and tell another brother, oh, I don't care about slavery, or slavery was a long time ago. Slavery wasn't a long time ago. Slavery was so-called abolished in 1865, and I believe they brothers and sisters were still in slavery, right? 1865. That it's 2021, nigga. That's less than 200 years ago. What's that? 3.5 grandmas? 3.5 grandpas? Come on, man. That wasn't that damn long ago. And then look at all these damn corporations that's built off of the backs of slaves. Your insurance companies literally come from the same insurance companies that insured slaves. And what makes matters worse about these insurance companies is, and soon too, coming Sunday, Salaki, just a quick sidebar, coming Sunday, and ISUPK Sacramento, we're gonna have another class on Sundays, and I'm gonna talk about the origins of certain events or certain items according to the scriptures. But anyway, right? What was I saying? Yeah, like if you look at slavery, right, and understand the atrocities committed against your people, then you would understand that, damn, it's oh, that's what I was saying. Most High Christ about these insurance companies. It's crazy because they only pay back like a small percentage of the insurance claims that people was paying on these slaves. Meaning they made millions of dollars off of insured slaves and didn't have to pay no claims back on them. And then what they did was they had shut down the insurance company to insure slaves and then turned it into another insurance company, like car insurance or home insurance or health insurance. This is literally the same insurance company that they had in slavery, right? Your Christian pastor is telling you to forgive these evil bastards, but yet the law is done away with about you holding a grudge against the children of your people. Come on, man, that's evil as hell. He can't teach you how to be brotherly. Christianity is going to destroy brotherhood because the law is built on brotherhood. If the law is done away with, then we don't have no brotherhood, Christian pastor, preacher man. Let me read that again. Deuteronomy 32:7. Remember the days of old. Remember the days of old. Remember exactly what happened to your people in slavery. Remember Tulsa, Oklahoma. Remember all, go do some research. You got a lot of rivers across America that's built on top of all black towns. They moved black people out of our peaceful society amongst each other and built rivers and lakes over our homes. Not rivers, Salakia, lakes over our homes. Seneca Village, which was predominantly, and I don't want to say predominant, it was an all-black neighborhood at first that sat damn near in the center of where Central Park is today. They done took brothers and sisters out their homes for these damn devils to build a park. And brothers and sisters was living good in Central Park too, in Seneca Village. They found artifacts of certain type of materials that only people that had some money had to have living in these areas. I'm gonna read that again, Deuteronomy 32:7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Go back many generations and ponder what happened to your people in slavery. Your Christian pastor is supposed to be reading you these scriptures and telling you to do this. Your Christian pastor is not considering many generations. He's not considering the origins of where your people come from. He's not considering that you are an Israelite. He ain't telling you that you got to love your people. He ain't telling you how the prophets put certain things in order for the Israelites to live in perfect harmony amongst each other. Now, he's telling you the law is done away with. God loves everybody, and you got to forget a white man or Slaki, the caveman, the oppressor, that Caucasian, for him putting you in chains. Read that one more time. Deuteronomy 32:7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee. That Christian pastor is supposed to be one of them elders that has wisdom, that's supposed to tell you that your people was in chains to these white folks, and you should never forgive them for that. You should never forgive them for feeding your babies to alligators for sport so they can get some leather to make some damn shoes. As a matter of fact, they was making shoes out of niggas. One of these days, I'm a pull up that article where that one devil was talking about, look, man, if I can find a pair of shoes made out of leather that's more comfortable than the leather that's made out of nigga skins, then I'll wear those shoes. I'm gonna find that article one day, right? This is what that damn devil does. They make merchandise out of us, literally, physically make merchandise out of our people. And your damn slave, your damn slave overseer, which is this damn Christian pastor, All he do is shuck and jive, yes, master, and tell you that you should forgive him for him having you in chains. Tell you that you should forgive him for him murdering you, for him oppressing your people. You should forgive him for your mama being on drugs when they put the drugs in your community. Like I was just watching, I like to watch a lot of the history of the Jewish and Italian mob, right? And the reason why I like to watch a lot of history is because if you don't know the history of the Jewish and the Italian mafia, a lot of the things that they have done directly affected the black community. Like we used to have our own lottery system. Lucky Luciano, the one who is basically the godfather of the 5 families of New York, the commission, the mafia of their time, right? He literally went to war with black people in Harlem about our numbers, about us having a lottery system in the black community, right? This damn devil that went to jail for his love of whores and having prostitution rings and brothel houses. Man, they gave that damn devil like 35 years or something like that. And he used to work with a dude named what was his name? Meyer Lansky. Meyer Lansky, a fake Jew, had political ties, right? Long story short, he ended up working a deal out for them to put men to man the docks and the port around New York around the time that America was at war with the Nazis, right? They let that damn devil out of jail. Just so happened that he was born in Italy, so they deported his ass, right? So like they deported him, right? After they deported him, he moved to Cuba and make a pipeline to bring heroin from Cuba, from I forget which country, but they brought it through Cuba to bring right up to New York City. And this is the birth of the heroin trade in the 60s. Yeah, the mob directly is the reason why there was heroin in the black community in the 60s. Not only was it the mob, but it was also them so-called Jews. And I challenge any Christian, if you're watching this, go ask your Christian pastor if God has a chosen people. And if he say no, then ask that nigga who them fake Jews is in Palestine. And what are they about? And what is it about to be a Jew? What does that mean for a person to call himself a Jew? For a damn devil to call himself a Jew, that means he's God's chosen people and he's above you. That's what that devil is saying to you, Christian. And that same damn Jew is the reason why people was strung out on heroin in the 60s and the 70s in the black community. You can do your own research on it. I challenge you, any Christian out there. These same damn devils that your Christian church, your Christian pastor want you to forgive, they are the reason why there was so much heroin in the black community in the 60s and the 70s. Like them white boys was bringing up so much heroin. Like if you look at certain documentaries from the 60s and the 70s, man, go look at the Bronx. Back then, you got niggas nodding out on poles and parks at bus stops. It looked like a zombie land. And it's all because of these damn devils. And it's the same people that your so-called Christian pastor wants you to forgive. But yet, these laws is done away with about you keeping about you having brotherhood for your own people. So like, let me get what was that? Yeah, Deuteronomy 7:3. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them, Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. Man, look, I thought the Lord said, I thought your Christian pastor said the Lord loves everybody. The Lord don't love everybody, right? The Lord is telling you that he don't want you to mix marriages with these people, meaning he don't love everybody, right? Salaki. The Lord don't love everybody, right? The Lord don't love everybody. He's sitting up here telling you that I don't want you to make marriages with these other nations. Don't come together with these other nations. But yet your Christian pastor telling you there's neither Jew nor Greek. The God loves everybody. Jesus Jesus died for everybody. And that's BS. Let me jump down to 6. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Christian pastor, this clearly tells us that somebody is God's chosen people above every other person on planet Earth. What's that about, Christian pastor? Huh? If your Christian pastor sitting up here telling you you gotta love everybody else, but your laws is done away with, you ain't gonna be brotherly to your own people. And they like, oh man, that's in the Old Testament. Yeah, okay. It sure is in the Old Testament. This also in the Old Testament too. This is Salaki. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse 6. For I am the Lord, I change not. God said he don't change. Meaning, what I told you to do in that Old Testament, I want you to do in this New Testament too. That Old Testament says exactly what the New Testament says. This is for the children of Israel. The Lord only knows Israel. The Lord wants Israel to be brotherly to Israel, not to the person that put him in chains. Not to these niggas selling you these nasty green chicken wings and won't let you slide 40, 50 cents for that old fried rice. Not these niggas who selling you tobacco and blunts at the store, giving you all type of cigarettes and tobacco products to kill yourself. Not these damn these so-called Muslims that own these same stores talking about they don't eat pork, but they selling you salami. Or you can go get a bacon sandwich from them. These same damn devils that sitting up here putting so many commercials on TV for you to destroy yourself. The Lord don't want you to forgive those people. The Lord wants you to forgive your people. Zephaniah 2 and 1. Come together, a nation not desired. Christ said, look, you got to forgive your brother 70 times 7. He didn't tell you to forgive your enemy 70 times 7. He didn't tell you to forgive the person that's slaughtering and murdering your people 70 times 7. He's telling you to forgive your own. The law governs brotherhood. If the law is done away with, how the hell are we going to be brothers to each other? Christian pastor, man, we need some answers. You can't be brotherly towards your people if you don't follow law, statutes, and commandments that governs brotherhood. Salakia. Let me get Romans 9 and 13. The Lord don't hate nobody, huh? God loves everybody, huh? This is the book of Romans chapter 9 and verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. It's saying as it is written. Where is it written at? I'm about to show you where it's written at. I'm about to show you exactly where it's written at. Right? This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. That's where it's written in the Old Testament. The Old Testament said God hated Esau back then. The New Testament said he ate him today. Your Christian pastor sitting up here lying to you just so he can keep shucking and jiving for master, so he can keep getting money. So he can put his kids through college while your kids go to prison. So he could be eating at Benihana's while you eating noodles. So he can keep driving a Rolls Royce and your car keep breaking down every time you got to get to work. So he can live in that big house on the hill while you live in the projects. Your Christian pastor is a slimy, disgusting bastard that don't know nothing about brotherhood. All he knows is how to keep his way with the damn devil. He can't teach you brotherhood. He refuses to teach you brotherhood because he is of his father, the devil, and the lust of his father will he do. Your Christian pastor, man, is evil and disgusting. Your Christian pastor would sell you out for a pork chop sandwich. And that's literally what they do. They sell us to the devil day in and day out for us to be devoured, just so they can indulge in nasty abominations. You got brothers you got brothers that actually come to church looking for God genuinely. But yet, all this Christian pastor, look, man, keep paying them tithes, man. It's gonna get better for you. Woo-woo. You gotta pray. Like when I was a kid, I used to watch these evil bastards on TV. Yeah, man, send in an offering. And if you send us $100, the Lord is gonna bless you with $15,000. And me being a kid, I didn't actually grow up in a Christian church, like I said earlier, but I was in hell. I mean, like we all in hell. But I had a different type of childhood. Like Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, damn near all of them curses I seen firsthand. So I used to be watching these Christian pastors on TV, Salakia, and be thinking like, damn, I wish I had $100 so I can give this nigga $100 so I can receive some type of salvation to make my life a little bit easier in hell. Like I was a kid actually thinking that if I sent this Christian pastor some money, then the Lord actually might really bless me with more money than what I sent him so I can help my mother and my father get out of poverty. That's evil as hell, man. For a kid to actually look at this TV and think that this Christian pastor is a man of God. Meanwhile, he done sold you out a long time ago. Like the nigga Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton used to be protesting about why y'all don't raise the minimum wage at McDonald's and whoop and all that type of nonsense, right? Man, they gave that nigga a check and he shut the hell up. He used to protest about Honda, the car company. Like, man, black people be supporting y'all business. We all been driving Hondas for years, man. And I know a lot of black people with Hondas, and y'all should start hiring some of our people. And why we don't see none of our people at y'all Honda plants? Man, they gave that nigga a check. He shut the hell up again. These Christian pastors don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about brotherhood. When you envy your oppressor, it's like, let me get that. It's that so like, give me 1 second. Proverbs 3:31. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. If you envy your oppressor and you choose your oppressor's ways, you're never going to have brotherhood for your people. Because when you choose the ways of your oppressor, the ways of your oppressor is to slaughter the children of Israel. The ways of your oppressor is to roll by niggas in the ghetto with a nice call and look down upon you like, nigga, get a job. That's the way of your oppressor. The way of your oppressor is fulfilling every lust that you want to fulfill without caring about any damn thing. Right? Hold on. Salakia. Hebrews 12 and 16. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person that Esau for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. That's you, Christian pastor. You're a fornicator and a profane person, just like Esau was. He sold his birthright for one morsel of meat. And that's exactly what these Christian pastors do. You sell, you sell your promise, right? You sell your promise to be the ruling party on planet Earth for one morsel of meat, for them gay clothes, for that money, for you to be able to eat good, for you to be able to have a so-called social status amongst these goddamn heathens. You sell out your brother for fortune. And it's so disgusting in this. These Christian pastors, they ride around the ghetto every day. They churches is in the ghetto. They ride around the hood every day, seeing streets taped off because another young brother just got killed by another young brother. Riding past sisters that's outside out of order, emasculating their husbands or their baby daddies, or having 2 and 3 baby daddies, or setting niggas up to get killed because she's dealing with multiple men. You see the poverty that's going on in these neighborhoods every damn day, but you don't give a damn about that. Like, I would give every, matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say that because I know what these damn pastors think. These damn pastors is thinking exactly what you think they think about their goddamn self. But what I want to know is, do they feel any type of remorse? Like, they can't feel no type of remorse. I don't even know why I asked that question. They can't feel no remorse. You ride around these ghettos and watching these broken homes come into your church week in and week out. Keep asking them niggas for tithes. Ain't doing nothing for these people. Keep asking these niggas for tithes. Every week, we need an offering. And some of these churches, they pass around the collection plate 2 and 3 times. I ain't necessarily grow up in the church, but I've been in church before. That place is evil. You got all them old ladies with them big old hats sitting in the front row. Let you be a kid and you go to church and you fall asleep. Man, Granny gonna slap the hell out of you. She will literally beat you for not listening to this so-called man of God. This nigga ain't doing nothing but robbing her blind, giving her a feel-good show. I guess it's a good deal. Keep sending, pay some money, and you'll be all right. Man, these niggas is evil. They sit up here teaching your mama to be unsisterly to your daddy. Niggas don't want to go to church because the spirit ain't right up in there. Like regular niggas like how I was in the world, and look, I ain't going to no church. For years, I sold drugs across the street from the church and never thought of going in that place. You understand? Like, and the pastor never said nothing to us the whole time. We doing all type of manner of evil outside. He ain't coming outside telling us that we doing wrong. He in there doing much worse than us. He doing much worse than us. He got a hustle that he can't even go to jail for, which is way worse than what the hell we doing. He's sitting up there in that church with the law, with the book of the written records of the children of Israel. Got all the curses that he's riding past seeing every day. And he ain't saying nothing about nothing. But yet he in there making a killing off that sermon. We outside struggling, selling drugs in front of that church. This nigga has a Benz, a Cadillac, his suit always crispy, shiny shoes on, walking in that thing looking like $1 million every week. Meanwhile, we outside struggling. The same people that he come from. We in utter hell. He got the records. He's literally it's like a doctor. It's like a doctor knowing that you have a disease or a sickness, but he has the medicine for you. And he just choosing like, nah, it's more profitable for me to just keep this medicine myself than for me to give this to help those people. That's your Christian pastor. It's more profitable for him to keep lying to you in the church than to tell you you got to keep the commandments and be brotherly to your people. Let me see. Get a couple more scripts. Get Jeremiah 23. Book of Jeremiah 23. This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastor, saith the Lord. And the Lord said destruction to these pastors, right? That destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastor, saith the Lord. The Lord said destruction to these pastors that destroy us and scatter us, that keep us blind, that sit up here in these churches and tell you that he's a man of God, but telling you that the law is done away with, so we keep committing all manner of evil. The Lord said destruction to that man, right? Verse 2. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord. The Lord gonna get you for lying to his sheep, Christian pastor. You ain't finna get away with this. You ain't getting away with nothing. Look, when Christ come on planet Earth, and Christian pastor, y'all are brothers, man. But y'all made y'all own bed. You got to land. Christ gonna slaughter y'all for what y'all did. We got good news. All Israel shall be saved. You'll come back into the kingdom. But like I read earlier in the book of Matthew, the 5th chapter, whoever teach men to break these laws, you're gonna be least in the kingdom of heaven. Y'all got these Rolls Royces and these Bentleys and these nice gay suits today. Tomorrow, manager at McDonald's punching in the clock, McIsrael's, or whatever the equivalent of a regular store in this whatever the equivalent of Rite Aid is, whatever the equivalent of McDonald's, whatever the equivalent of Burger King, what you call that? Any grocery store that you could think of, Walmart. Man, your future is a manager at one of them joints. You living in in regular housing, or like you, the scriptures say the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Y'all got all this money in this kingdom today, Christian pastor, from selling out your people. Well, the Lord said destruction unto you. You're going to get exactly what you deserve. Right? With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the class. So, let me get these security announcements. Oh, Salaki. Y'all Bashim, y'all Shah Rock thumb to the brothers. Y'all Shamar thumb Bashim, y'all Shah to the sisters. ISUBK security announcements. We are the ISUBK under Commander General Yohana, start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers to the school. They are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21 and Malachi 3:8-10 means 10th in Hebrew. Ma'ashara. 10% of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Announce holy convocations from sheep. Remind Akim and Akwak to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf, or scarf, Salakia. With that being said, Shalom, Israel.